direct proportion. If things are in direct proportion, it means as one quantity increases, the other also increases at the same rate. So some things that are often in proportions: distance and speed. The faster you run, the further you go. Temperature and volume of gas. As the temperature increases, the volume of the gas would increase. Kind of question you might have: if one dog costs $300, how much will 3, 4, and 8 dogs cost? Well, 3 dogs would be 3 lots of 300, which is $900. 4 dogs would be 4 lots of 300, which is 1,200, and 8 would be 2,400. If things are in proportion with each other, we can find different values by firstly finding the value of one item. This is called the unitary method because we are finding the value of one of the units. So 4 meters of timber costs $33.60. Find the cost of 9 meters. Now, for this question, it talks about timber. You may think, I don't know what timber is. That doesn't matter. So in this case, or in most math questions, it doesn't really matter if you're not understanding what they're talking about. So the phrase timber is not important in this case. You just have to understand the method that we're looking at. So 4 meters of timber costs $33.60. I apologize. Timber is wood. I should let you know that. So 4 meters costs $33.60. What we want to do is find the cost of 1 meter. Now, we're considering this as in a ratio, so it's a little bit like our ratios questions. So if 4 meters costs $33.60, how have we gone from being a 4 to a 1? Well, we've divided it by 4. So therefore we must do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to do $33.60 divided by 4. And we get $8.40. So 1 meter costs $8.40. Well, if we now need to find the cost of 9 meters, we're then going to multiply by 9. So we're going to do 840 multiplied by 9 gives us 75.60. So let's put our units in. 9 meters, 75.60. It takes Norman 96 minutes to do a jigsaw puzzle with 64 pieces. How long would it take him to do a puzzle with 150 pieces? So again, we start with our original statement. So 96 minutes, 64 pieces. It's always a good idea to double check what we're looking at now. We want to know about a puzzle with 150 pieces. Up here, our question was talking about meters. So looking back to this question, we chose to make the meters side down to a 1. That was where we went to our unitary method. Here, because we're looking at the number of pieces, we want the pieces to be down to 1. So on the right hand side, we want to find 1 piece. So it's always important to make sure you're looking at the question that you're looking at. So if we've gone from 64 pieces to 1 piece, what have we done? We've divided by 64. So we would do the same on this side. So we'll do 96 divided by 64. So that's 1.5 minutes. Now we say it's 150 pieces, so we're going from the 1 to 150. So we've multiplied by 150. So we're going to do the same on this side. So 1.5 multiplied by 150 gives us 225 minutes. So it would take him 225 minutes. Now this is part B, so it's the same initial problem. 96 minutes, 64 pieces. Alright, so now this time we're looking at a question asking about 30 minutes. So this time we need to take our minutes side down to being 1 minute. So to do that, we divide it by 96. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. So 64 divided by 96 gives us 2/3. And it's fine to leave it as a fraction. Oops, I can't spell pieces. And then we're going to do 30 minutes. So how have we gone from a 1 to a 30? We've multiplied by 30. So we're going to multiply 2/3 by 30. And this is where having it as a fraction is fine. We've left it in there. So we just write multiply by 30. And that's 20 pieces. So have a look at your question. Make sure that you're starting with your equivalent statement, your ratio statement if you like, and then you're reducing the new quantity. So we're talking about a different number of pieces, so that's the one we brought down to 1. And in this question it was minutes, so that was the side that we brought down to being 1. So I would suggest pause the video now, have a go at the questions that you can see on the next 2 pages, and then unpause it when you've had a go at them and you can check your answers. So you can just slowly scroll through, pausing when necessary. I've tried to show working each time. And check your answers make sense. Okay, so check these answers and make sure you have them all correct.